things Mr. Cole Johnson want to talk about. The first of which, oh, and by the way, y'all did see that promo about the World Cup. Yeah, the World Cup gonna be in your backyard. Watch for the final. MetLife Stadium. Now, I understand they want to have the finals at MetLife Stadium.
Well, they figured that 80,000 could pack it. So I guess there you go.
All right, we're going to the West Coast. Because Mr. Cole Johnson said he has some choice words for the Los Angeles Lakers, and I'm gonna set him up. This is how we gonna do it because I know what he wants to talk about.
Please.
Well, the one thing he wants to talk about is the Lakers also know how to win games.
Yeah.
As you can see here, you see they beat Boston, they beat New York, sorry-wise, and they beat Charlotte.
Yes, they did.
Yes, people, what you read is correctly. If you saw last week's episode, you know I went in on a certain team because LeBron James did not play, Anthony Davis did not play, and the Lakers decided to beat the Celtics, and then 2 days later, these two individuals decided to return to Madison Square Garden.
The Mecca, baby, the Mecca.
This was the injury report going into Boston. You see them top two names right there? Yeah.
Whack and whack.
But the Lakers did this to the Celtics. Austin Reeves dropping 32 points. Matter of fact, every starter in there scored double digit, including Vanderbilt before he got injured and did not return to the game. And he's still out today.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Okay, that's one part of it. The other part is, here's what the Lakers have coming up.
Oh, they could actually win 4 of their next 5. Ain't that something?
Now, I'm going to turn it over to Coach Johnson by saying, give him this camera.
Give me this camera. Lord, okay. Sorry. It was beautiful to hear you today, NBA fan, just saying the same refrain. We haven't seen a 39-year-old perform the way LeBron has. I mean, LeBron, he's putting forth these stats. What is your favorite did at 39? Oh, either he put forth maybe a third of it or he retired. Yuck, yuck, yuck.
Victor, you have no sense whatsoever.
And yes. In understanding that, we get to Boston. And Thursday, he and the NBA's version of Mr. Glass decided to miss. And I understand NBA Mr. Glass missing because you can count on him to miss about 25 games a year.
Hey, he's doing better. It was only his 4th game he missed.
That's what I'm saying. I was going to say he's actually ahead of schedule. He's actually trying to prove that wrong, but he just hadn't had the debilitating injury yet where he misses a month. I'm not praying for it. I'm not wishing for it. So don't send any hate mail to Playmaker nor me. I'm just saying read the history. It's there. I digress. And then we get to Yo Kang, which I totally agree with Victor. With the way Yo Kang likes to sell and flop, it might as well be wrestling.
The disrespect is real.
Don't you ever sell somebody who just maybe flicked at your face as if you got hit. Because I get why you're doing that. It's like what Playmaker said. You ain't slick, son. You know that Dylan Brooks has the propensity to be dirty. And I'm not saying this because I'm not saying that I don't believe he's dirty because he's on the team I root for. No. I'm saying if the shoe fits, wear it. If the crime fits, act on it. But don't just because when somebody when reaching for the ball does this to you, you go, oh, my face, my face, oh, I'm hurt. Get out of here. No, no. And you made the mistake of saying out of your mouth, quote, I don't flop, close quote. You saw a full of for saying that. Full of it. We all know that you can win Academy Awards every. Look, you could put Meryl Streep to shame with the way you act on the court. Because you're a more brilliant actor than she is an actress. And that's saying something because she actually has a degree from Yale to prove that she can act. But the reason why I say that the 65 games that you should be mandatorily held to play is lenient is because I want the NBA to have them pick and choose a few amount of games in which they can pull the crap that they did Thursday in Boston, where both AD and LeBron decided to play load management and miss. And why do I say load management? Because the next game was in Madison Square Garden, and it was an ABC game. Oh, we're ready to go. Niggas, please. Load management sucks, and you two are prime examples of that. You two are the latest prime examples of that. But what I loved about the fact that you all decided to miss, you counted that as an L. You counted that Boston game as an L, and you got shown up. Because you saw that the supporting cast that you decided to put an hourglass time on it, LeBron, on X, you realize that you do have some talent on the team. It's just that you murky up the waters. This goes to every bronzosexual that is within the sound of my voice. LeBron James is not the greatest player in today's game. He's not the second or the third or the fourth or the fifth or the sixth in today's game. And he's definitely not the greatest of all time. And I don't need to have the 4-6 record validate that. The fact that he won too many times acts like a ballerina does it for me. Memo.
Did you just give this man the pretty treatment?
Yes, I did.
Oh my God.
Yes, I did. Memo to Ginny Bus. It's time you get rid of that dead weight. You can say, well, he sells tickets and people come to see him like he did for Kobe during his last couple of years before he did his 60 and retired the very last game of his career. God bless you, Kobe. We love you. We miss you still to this moment. This guy is a mercenary. He's been one for 14 years. I dare say longer because he probably was a mercenary even in the last few years as the Cav for the first time. He will want certain players, and then when he gets them and they perform not up to his par, he wants to discard them. And I saw a wonderful stat. So, of course, one of his former teammates, Russell Westbrook, and I'll address him a little bit more in detail later down in this episode. He was a former Lakers teammate of LeBron. And when he was a Laker, he scored, I think it was 18.5 points a game. He pulled down 7 rebounds. He gave you 7.5 dimes. But he was considered an albatross to the team. He was considered garbage on the Lakers. He was considered a guy who wasn't a team player, and you forced him to come off the bench and be the sixth man because he just simply didn't get the job done. But there was another guy that averaged 18 points at one time. He pulled out 7 boards and he gave you about 6 dimes. but he was considered the greatest sidekick of all time, and that is Scottie Pippen. So, Jeannie, what I'm saying to you is number 23, number 6, or whatever the heck number he wants to wear, he is worse than a blood walking in a Crips neighborhood. You need to get rid of him now. And you have on tape a game they played in Boston where it was no Mr. Glass, it was no ballerina. And they beat the best team in the NBA by 9. Am I lying, sir?
Jason Tatum played, Jalen Brown played, Kristaps Porzingis played, Drew Holiday played, everybody played.
And without NBA's Mr. Glass and the biggest ballerina in the history of the world, they beat the best team in the NBA by 9 points.
They dominated.
In Boston, I may add.
They
Not in LA, in Boston.
they dominated Boston.
And they did it without Mr. Glass and the biggest ballerina known to man. Jeannie, blow this team up and suffer hard seasons to come, because it'll be much worth it, much more well worth it if you rip off the band-aid now than if you were to let this wound fester and it becomes cancerous and then your team dies right in front of your face.
You had Laker fans commenting on my post saying, "See what happens when LeBron is not sticking the ball."
Yeah, the ball. Yeah, amazingly, the ball moves and more people are actually involved in the action. What a shock! Yes, yes. So, bronzexuals, your goat is that, but all lowercase letters and not uppercase. And when I say goat, I mean Billy Goat, not the greatest of all time. Step with that crap.
And then y'all show up at the Madison Square Garden to beat the Knicks.
It is time that you get rid of AD and LeBron. They no longer fit in the framework of the Lakers organization. Lakers Nation, back me on this and have Jeannie Buss force these two out of LA. They don't need to play in Crypto.com Arena as the home team. They need to visit the stadium playing somewhere else. Playing for somebody else. But not for the Lakers. Oh, Victor says, would anyone be shocked if LBJ was at the next Oscars only to be slapped by Dylan Brooks with Brooks screaming, "Keep my team's name out your bleeping mouth"? The worst thing about that, Victor, is instead of Chris Rock doing this, we would see LeBron go, on the doggone stage. Embarrassing. Goodness gracious. It makes me ill talking about the Lakers. Ill.
What can I say? Nothing.
Ill. Gosh.
Y'all heard me go off on Boston after that game. Y'all heard me go off on Boston. There was no way in the world they should have lost that game.
No, they shouldn't have lost that game. There's no way it should have been dominated in that game.
And the reason why I know, I literally watched that game. Literally, I got off work, put my headphones in, I went straight to the sling out and put the game on TNT until I got home. Got home, watched the rest of it, and it was like, are you serious right now? Is this what I'm really watching? I was mad that LeBron James and AD didn't play. And then watching the Boston Celtics play made it even worse. So. Oh, see? You spoke his name up, and guess who showed up?
Oh, cool. Oh, Yeah, we were mentioning cakes earlier. Yeah, yeah. Caden Carter's. What do you think about hers? I'm sorry, my bad.
No comment. All right.
Oh man, it's good to see you. Cool.
Speaking of the LA team, hmm, them
Okay.
Clippers,
Yeah.
them Clippers, man.
Them Clippers.
They show clipping a lot of people right about now. Oh,
Them Clippers.
they are. Woo,
But them Clippers is open.
bro. And this is the main thing we always say about the Clippers, and
Mm-hmm.
we are legit seeing it right now. If these dudes stay healthy, oh my goodness.
Oh, they could rule the world. But seriously, they say healthy, they can be NBA champs. There's no question about that.
If this is not the Clippers team we've been trying to see the whole entire time they put this team together.
Yeah, and it's been 4 years, and they finally have this team together.
Dude, Kawhi Leonard.
4 years.
Kawhi, hey, dude, does Kawhi Leonard miss? Does this dude miss?
See, this is why I'm troubled about the Clippers. I want to be excited about this team, and no, my team is the Rockets. Shooting lights out, fam. That is my team, but Playmaker knows me. It doesn't matter what sport it is. I just want to see excellence on the court or on the diamond or on the field, no matter who it is. And if a team does play well, I give them their props, just like I'm doing now. I mean,
The Kawhi Leonard is averaging 24.4 points per game on 53.3% shooting from the field, 45.7% from 3-point range, and 89.2% from the free throw line.
when Kawhi's healthy, he's one of the best players in the game. At worst, he's number five. At worst. It's just no question about it because the dude just knows how to play on both sides of the court. And obviously, when he is on, he actually energizes the rest of the team. So when you know that, you want to invest in more of that.
And unfortunately, Victor, Puff Hart is not in LA. It's literally James Harden in LA.
Yeah, I think he decided to get bloated so he can actually make his way back to LA.
He's looking like James Harden again.
Oh, have no fear. Oh, Lord. Cool says that's Silky John Stone, not Kawhi.
I watched what they did in Miami. I'm just like,
And yes, Victor, Caden Carter is a gorgeous woman, no lie to be found. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I watched that Miami game with the Clippers. I'm just like, this team is ridiculous.
When they're on. They're seriously on, and it's hard to beat them when they're on.
And I think the reason why you want to talk about the Clippers is because can they keep this up?
There we go. Because this is great. It's great now. We're February. Oh, and what really sparked it was the. Let me see. It was. I think it was actually. It was a home game against the Thunder, and James Harden hit this jumper, hit his normal jumper, and it led to a 4-point play. And my thought was, oh, that's great, that's wonderful. But the person that was posting it was like, see, See, you all were talking ill about old James Harden. Look what he's doing now. And I said, quote, checks calendar. It's February. If he does the same crap in May and June, then come see me. Close quote. So, yes, they're 34 and 15 now. They're on top of the NBA's Western Conference. And if the season were to end now, they would be the number one seed. Although, yes, there are three other teams that are tied with them. Cool's Nuggets are one of those three.
The reigning, defending NBA World Champions.
Mm-hmm. Along with the Thunder and the Timberwolves. Now, I want to say that they can continue this on their journey to a title. On their journey to possibly their first NBA Finals trip. I would love to say that. I would love to be on this mic and say to you, Playmaker, I'd love to say to Cool, I challenge that notion of the Nuggets beating the Clippers in the 7-game series. I would love to say to you, Playmaker, that your prediction of this team winning a world championship will come true. I agree with Cool. It's not happening. And the reason why I don't think it's not going to happen, two reasons. One, I'm not convinced that Kawhi can stay healthy all the rest of this year. Because remember, the last time that the Clippers were of something, they got to the Western Conference Finals. They beat a number one seeded Jazz club in the conference semifinals. And then they had to bow out because Kawhi got hurt and couldn't return. And the Suns just had their way with them.
Nah, because Paul George, that's when Terrence Mann had his breakout, his coming out party. It just, that got there in alley to win that game. Was it, I want to say game 2?
Yeah, game 2 was when Footprint Center went berserk, yes. But that Clippers team wasn't the same with number 2 out. They just weren't the same.
Yeah, look at last year when they played Phoenix. Phoenix was dead in the water.
Again, they was not the same with number 2 out.
Until we found, and the fun thing is, we looked at Kawhi Leonard and was like, yo, Phoenix is in trouble. Phoenix is in trouble. Kawhi Leonard is busting their you know what right now.
And then he got his own butt busted.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Kawhi Leonard will be missing the rest of the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying.
When did this happen?
That's what I'm saying right there.
I remember because we was on the program. Was like, when did he get hurt?
Mm-hmm.
When did you see him get hurt?
And that's the thing. You won't see it coming. He will look as though he's fresh as a daisy, and then the next thing you know, he's fitted in a body cast. With number 2 out, the Clippers, they are wonderful eye candy for the regular season, and I'll dare say the first round. But the conference semifinals and later, I wish I had my Family Feud buzzer. Because I would hit it right now and go, no, not happening. So I hate to disappoint you, 10 Clippers fans. But your team, yes, all 10 of you.
Not a whole number 10. Dang.
You're going to be thoroughly disappointed once again. Because you have number 2 that's going to be out. And Playmaker set it up beautifully. He can inexplicably be out. He can look like he's Wilt Chamberlain one game, and then he is Anthony Davis the next game, but in street clothes. That's one.
And leaving you like, when did you get hurt?
Mm-hmm.
At least in Paul George's case, we see him get hurt. We legit see him get hurt.
Yeah. Paul George gets hurt, and it's legit injuries, which it's one of the hardest luck players in the
Not,
game is
we're
him.
not calling Kawhi Leonard not legit, but we literally
No.
see when Paul George get hurt. We just visually see him hurt.
Right.
Kawhi just pops up out of nowhere like, when did you get hurt? When? You just dropped 40 on the Suns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now you
And,
go.
and he's dropping his butt on one of the chairs next to the coach. That's number one. Kawhi Leonard will find a way to sit on the bench when the team needs him the most. Disappointing all 10 of you Clippers fans yet again.
He said there's no
And I don't and as a side note, I don't know how all 10 of you are going to fill up the new Intuit Dome when you move into it in about a couple of years. Beautiful place, but good lord, it's either gonna be a mausoleum or you're gonna have a whole lot of Lakers fans buy a whole lot of tickets. But that's one. Number two, Victor, you hit the nail on the head. Stay Puff Hardened Marshmallow Man will melt under the bright lights like he got pushed into a pool of hot cocoa because when you turn the calendar to May, when I blow out birthday candles, right after I blow out birthday candles yet again, because my birthday's April 28th. After then, that normally is when the NBA rounds out of the first round and gets into the conference semifinal round. So I would say probably between my birthday and May the 5th.
So you pretty much saying after March Madness is officially over, look out for James Harden.
Yes, yes, because he will roast people in April. He will show people I am back, baby. I'm proving to you I should be the number one guy on the team, and he will ball out for 1 month. And then he will be a big ball and bounce out when you turn the calendar to May. So, cool. You in saying that they can't beat the Clippers, beat the Nuggets in a 7-game series, I agree with you.
They can't go so it's a couple for whatever reason. They still haven't figured out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you need somebody to guard 15.
And they don't have anybody on that squad who can guard number 15. But that's okay though. That's all right. I mean, I know of a guy in Philly that could do it. Oh,
Does he even know what Denver at?
oh, he's as bad as Harden. My
Does
bad.
he does he even know where Denver, Colorado is at?
Does he know where Denver, Colorado is?
He
That's
hasn't
funny.
played in Denver, Colorado in 4 years.
Well, he might. Oh, well, heck, it might not just be leg troubles. He might have altitude issues too.
Ain't nobody ever said that.
No, but I bet if you push him, he'll probably say it.
He ain't played in Denver in 4 years. Well, as soon as Joker go to Philly, he hyping and ready to go. He buzzing Denver, you know what, in Philly. Don't do that in Denver. And we can have a conversation.
Mm-hmm. And this is why I feel for Russell Westbrook. This guy is probably one of the greatest gamers I've ever seen.
He definitely ain't selfish. We know that much.
I mean, he will do any and everything possible to win a game. And
That man literally said, "Coach, I will come off the bench."
he will do anything. Anything. He could be. He'll volunteer to be a sixth man. He'll volunteer and step aside and not be the number one option. Or he'll take over if he can. I mean, he will do anything possible to win. Unfortunately, it's going to have to be up to him to do it. And I have a lot of respect for Russell Westbrook. He just doesn't have the capability of doing it by himself. He's going to need more, and it's going to resemble those teams 2017, 2018 when he was with the Thunder, where he would score 30 points, pull down 10 boards, and give you 10 dimes, and the rest of the team does absolutely nothing beside him.
I mean, PG-13 so far is still healthy. So
And see, and I'm glad he is. He's going to have to need his health in order for them to go at least to the conference finals.
we already know with PG they can get to the conference final because he took them there.
Yeah, you can get him there. Yes,
Well, what you're saying is for the ultimate goal, Mr. Claw need to be on that
yes,
court.
yes. Number two needs to be the man. He needs to be the man now. He needs to be the man in April. He needs to be the man in May, and he needs to be the man in June on the court, like he was 5 years ago. Like he was 5 years ago with the Raptors. He has to be that same person with the Clippers. That's why he signed. That's why the Clippers signed him, because they thought he could replicate what he did in Toronto there. He hasn't yet, and he's 5 years older. So I don't think he can.
All right. I had to throw Clippers in there real quick because he wants to talk about the Clippers.